What up, y'all? Illegit here. Sorry about that. Had the wrong payouts up. We are in a $10 bounty tournament here. I'm in for one bullet so far. And if I bust, I'm not rebuying because the blinds are so big now. So, yeah, looks like we'll be in for one bullet. I've got 3 bounties. I could have had up to like 6. I was in a really, I had against a short stack who went all in, a guy who called, I called, a flop came, ace queen, blank. And I flopped a flush draw with 9-8 of diamonds, so I just shoved. The guy in the side pot didn't have that much left. And he only had pocket sevens, but he called, which is extremely terrible. But his sevens held up, and the other guy won the main pot. So, yeah, it was a pretty gross spot. All right, this guy's been hyperactive. Doesn't come too much into play because against pretty much anyone, if we get 3-bet here, we're going with queens, obviously, on 37 bigs. But we'd happily do it against that Kliz character. And now this guy's super short, so of course we're going against him if he goes. Unfortunately, no one goes. Sad. Very sad. Very unfortunate. Yeah, so we're 9th of 56. We were 2nd for quite a while early on, but we are not right now. Most of these players are not very good, at least from their stats. Full of it looks like he's probably good. Pretty much no one else. I need to search some of these players actually to see if they're any good. Most of them I already have, but okay, this guy has no sample, so probably isn't good. Anyone who doesn't play much is usually not good. This guy, can I eat it? Let's see if he's any good. Okay, this is a slightly over 2.5. Okay, well, we could bounty hunt here, but not against this middle position raise, I don't think, or hijack raise. I think I'm just gonna fold. Jack 10 suited, I might reshove there, but yeah, that's the problem. Wow, we would have won. We would have won. Yeah, so bounties change things. When it's not a bounty tournament, that's Jack 9 still is a fold there, even in a bounty, but in a bounty it becomes kind of close. I'm just going to fold this on the button. It's close. I would raise King 7 off. I would raise almost any suited king. So yeah, or basically any suited king. But yeah, King 5, King Deuce off, King 3 off, King 4 off. King 5 off is just borderline. You can definitely, it's not wrong to raise it there, but it's like I say, it's just borderline. Do 7 off, we'll be folding. If you do raise it there, though, then you're almost priced in against Syntropy, who, before he shoved that last hand, he only had 8 or 9 big blinds or something in the small. And then it's really gross. Not that he's going to go with it that often once you raise. But yeah. This guy seems tight bad, so he's never weak here, but I think he's weighted towards ace kings mostly, and Kliz seems kind of loose bad, not tight bad full of it, but just he's tight, basically tight, kind of straightforward, seems so far anyways. And Kliz is very loose spazzy, it seems yeah, he's running hyper aggro in his stats over 40 hands. And he 3-bet me earlier when I had kings and folded to my 4-bet. I kind of wish I had flatted it, although we were decently deep, like around 40 bigs deep or something like that. So it's kind of awkward to flat when you're that deep. With kings, not as much, but because your hand's so strong that it's pretty easy to play post flop. You just call his bet on his C bet, call his shove on the turn. But you don't want to make it easy for an ace to come out either, obviously. So I just 4-bet. Yeah, and against a tight player, the 4-bet with the kings was super easy because if they're 3-betting, a lot of times they're just going to have hands they're going to go with. But against a lag spazzy player, then it becomes a lot more marginal, and you'll definitely want to have some slow plays in your range. And so I could have done it there, but I didn't. All right, this M-Doll player is not good. We're going to mark him a fun player based on his stats, based on his Shark Scope stats. All right, can I eat it? Oh, yeah, he was bad too. All right, we'll mark him yellow like that. Okay, this guy just opened jams. He's been extremely tight, but only over 22 hands. But I wouldn't be surprised if he had like ace 10 plus here, like a very narrow range, especially because he's shoving 14 bigs. Like it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's very very strong here, like stronger than he should be, anyways. Ace 8 suited. What can we do against shoves? I don't know if we can do anything against under the gun. It's sort of close, because he's going to be shoving pretty dang wide, and indeed he does shove. We don't have many hands on him, but over a small number of hands, he's raised first in 40%, which is high. Okay, I don't think we go over call 2 here. We cover both of them for bounties. This middle position guy Neem has been pretty tight. I don't think he's going to go very wide here. I think we're easily dominated by at least one of them, vast majority of the time. You know, with either a pair higher than eights or a higher ace. So I do think we have to fold, even though we could get 2 bounties. It's kind of gross. Yeah, we're dominating both spots. We're a better ace and a pair higher than 9. So yeah. Good fold, I guess. All right, big blind skips us. Or no, it doesn't. We were just in the big blind last hand. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do if it folds to me. All right, can I eat it? It's been tight so far. I'm going to see if he lets us get away with a complete here, even though we're pretty shallow. If he raises, we have a pretty easy fold, unless he like min raises or something. All right, we do flop a 5. Most of his better kings raise pre-flop, or should, right? So this is a reasonable board for us. And also we do complete king X here. Pretty bad turn. Like, I do think passive and normal players are just checking a lot of their queen jacks, jack 10s type hands, and then calling on this board. I'm just going to start with the check. Probably give up if he bets. 5. Backdoor diamonds come in. He checks back turn pretty quick. Like, I think he has spades a decent amount now, so we could be good, but he might bluff if we do check, so it's kind of dangerous. We'll see. He's not going to bet a 9 for value. He could bet a jack, but like he's probably betting a jack on the turn a decent amount too, so we might have to hero here, depending on the sizing. He goes just half. It's kind of weird. I don't think he's betting a 9. Like, he might have hit a weird 2 pair, like with 9-3 or something. I really don't think he'll just bet a 9. So it's either a jack or like some backdoor thing. I'm just gonna call. Hopefully it's just spades. Yeah, it's a jack. There's not too much there that is good. His sizing is the problem though. He only goes half pot. I think he goes slightly bigger if he's bluffing. He goes exactly half, so it's kind of gross. But yeah, indeed, he did have queen jack, jack 10. All right, checked, jack 10 O in BB versus complete. Called lead on king 9-5. Checked back, jack turn, V bet 3 river half pot. All right, blind versus blind. Yeah, so I'm making a note on that just because it's noteworthy how he played the hand in those spots. Obviously, people can mix up their play, so you know, maybe next time I complete, he raises jack 10 off. You never know, obviously, but in general, most players, especially if they're not regs, are not going to be mixing up their play correctly. So, like that hand is just going to be how he's going to play the vast majority of times in similar situations. So. Yeah, river, I guess we could fold. Like, the sizing is just like, sizing is what makes it look foldy. Like, if he goes bigger there, I'm kind of happily calling. It's because he only goes half that I'm like, ugh. All right, this is the easy jam for 20 bigs here. Good luck us. Hopefully we just get it through. If we do get called, hopefully we are up against ace king, ace queen. Let's go. Let's freaking go. If not, going to be a short video. If we're out, it's going to be short. All right. The rebuy period just ended, so we can put up the payout structure on the screen. I'll do that after this hand. Okay. Start doing that now so we can see what we're playing for visually. All right. Cut and... Okay, we got ace king, baby. I guess we'll just raise this. and go from there. Hopefully we get rejammed on here by the aggro guy, or just called. That's all right. Queen, queen, jack. He's going to be defending very wide given how he's been playing, so I don't necessarily think he has that many queens or anything. But I'm going to start with a check back here. We can call turns lots of the time. All right, we're going to definitely call this, and we'll reevaluate river. Ace, king, high, we might have to call with on some rivers, so we'll see. Now we just check back and hope we win. He's not going to fold a jack. Probably not going to fold any pair at this point, so we just check back. Nice. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. That worked out. All right, and then now we will put on the screen for y'all the payout so we can see what we're playing for. That's always fun, isn't it? All right, add source, media file, payouts, yes, okay, there they are. Let me get it out of the way here. All right. Those are the payouts there. As you can see in the lower left corner, there's 45 left. 18 get 18 cash, so we still got a ways to go before we even make the money. Jack 8-0, I'm just gonna fold it. In early position, we're down to 24 big, so we definitely, even though we're 12th of 44, which like, oh man, you're in the top 25% of the field or whatever. True, but in a hyper, as you can see, we're in the top 25% of the field, and we only have 24 bigs, which means, you know, everyone is like ridiculously super short, and the bust out should be going pretty quick. Speaking of which, didn't I just say there was like 48 left a second ago? Now there's 44 left, so yeah, it's gonna go really quick at this point. See if we can make the money. Obviously, we're really wanting to get first or second. If not, oh well. That's what we're gunning for. Okay, king deuce suited in first position. Just lay it down. Lay it down. It's trash. It's trash. All right, and then here we can. I'm gonna search a couple of new players at this table. Mr. Ponder, Jameis, who I don't have any stats on or reads on. Okay, Jameis. Let's see. Big losing player here. Jameis. Big losing. Okay, and then Mr. Ponder. See him, Mr. Ponder. He reset his stats, which means he knows what shark scope is. But over 1,200 games, he's slight winner, so he's a reg of sorts. Okay, reg, slight winner, micro stakes. Okay, 5-3 off. How? Oh wait. Oh, versus 8. Oh, he defended 5-3 off in the big. That's pretty spewy. Even if it's against a min raise, that's like quite bad leak to defend 5-3 off in the big. Yeah, I don't like it. Oh no, wait, it was against an early position open limp. He completed the small. All right, that's not as bad, obviously. Like that's a lot different. I thought he defended the big, but no, early position slope open limped. Okay, that Jamos guy open limped aces in early position on the shortish stack. Okay, we're making a note on him. AA in. All right, we can't call this obviously. Okay, and this guy's reg, slight winner at microstakes, yeah. X's and 7s I haven't searched yet, but he just shoved the small, he might, so, I mean, it doesn't tell us anything really, but X's and 7s is his name. Looks like he's probably blocked. Oh, no, he's not. All right, so he's a slight winner. All right, we will start with, I guess we will, actually what I'm going to do is just raise this time, raise fold, mix it up a little. We have a nice hand that can flop well. If we get 3-bet, it's kind of gross. Obviously, pretty much have to fold, but yeah, there we go. I generally complete too much from the small blind, trying to fix that leak in my game, raise more from the small. Even with, you know, hands that are which to clarify, I do think limping quite a bit from the small against most opponents is pretty good strategy a lot of the time. So I like you should have a lot of just completes, including traps, obviously. But you do need a decent amount of raises from the small blind as well, a solid amount. Especially if the big blind looks tight and kind of like folds a lot, which that was my read on this big blind. So yeah, I took the advantage of that, and we completed last time with like a marginal but okay hand. So yeah, mixing it up. All right, so this guy X's and sevens looks like a reg 2, reg big sample smallish winner. All right, we'll mark him a reg green. Green doesn't mean like great player or anything. It just means like regular and probably somewhat knowledgeable, competent. Those are the two, like for tournaments, those are my two main like stats. For cash, it's different. Like main things you're looking at is play style, and obviously I do denote, like if I pick up that someone's like a hyper aggressive reg or a very weak passive reg, etc. I'll make those notes in tournaments. But the first thing you notice about them is, are they winning regulars? Are they recreational players? That's like your first like categorical or first categorizing thing that you do in tournaments. Deuce Bra. Okay, we'll search him. Oh no, I already have a note on him. Never mind. He's like a slight losing player and seems not very good. Okay. All right, we're down to 20 bigs now with the lines just going up. So like, even though we're 15th of 36, which now that's middle of the pack, so I guess that's not that weird. But we only have 20 bigs as like above average basically, or like, oh, actually exactly at average. You can't see it, but just below the screen here it shows the average stack. So yay. Do 7 off. We'll be folding from this position. From this position. All right, we're down to 35 players. We need 2 more tables to bust before we get in the money. But like I said, tables are going to go very quick at this point. 1 double up, and we're like second in chips actually. So like, even though we're only average or whatever, like we are not that far from being chip leader. 1 double up, and we're almost chip leader. So yeah, all the stacks are pretty close together. This guy, our stats on this guy are that he's like super lag spewy, even though it's a small amount of sample or a small amount of hands. This is a weird flat on 22 bigs here. Like he should mostly. This guy's not good. Ben's grandma. We've noticed from other hands he's played. He's done extremely odd things. That was the guy who just called. So basically, someone shoved 10 big blinds. He just called with sevens for half of his stack, and then he called a shove post flop on ace queen blank for the rest of his stack. So that was an extremely terrible and bizarre, awful play. Like he had a really easy reshove pre-flop, and that wouldn't have been awful play with sevens. Like that's what he's supposed to do with sevens. But like just flatting and then like calling it off post on the ace high board, it's like, no, what are you doing? And what's this min c bet also by this guy? It's like very bizarre. We're gonna make a note. Min raise on this hand already, no matter like, especially if it goes to showdown. But min raised in early position. Min c bet 553 ROFL bet 9 turn large. Weird. Like no matter what he had, that's a very odd line. Very bizarre line. All right, 7-3 off. We have no defense here. If anyone raises, we're just folding. Even if it's a min raise, we're not defending the big with the hand this trashy. All right, down to 32. Need to pick up some hands here. Get a walk? No. No walk. No walk. Pretty much can't call there. Not with that hand anyways. And mostly I would just be reshoving or folding there. Could defend some hands, like some big hand traps and some like mediocre hands, I guess. Okay, question. This is a profitable plus EV shove. but it's slightly excessive for this many big blinds. But this guy's like very aggro, so I'm going to do it. Just because I think he's too likely to like try to reseal against us or try to like shove on our complete. So I am going to do it. It's slightly too many big blinds, but whatever. Okay, we hope someone opens in front of us here. Either the 12 or the 14 big blind stack open shoves, or the 17 or the 18 big blind stack opens, because we're going to be reshoving or calling a shove. Yep, so hopefully this guy jams. If he does, he's not going to have many ace kings or big pairs. Okay, and hopefully this guy just opens. No, okay. We could just open jam here, but we actually kind of don't mind getting raised, so we're going to just open. He snapped just flats in the small. Okay, hopefully we hit something. Or hopefully this guy jams, actually. Oh my gosh, it's like the worst freaking flop I've ever seen. This hits his small blind flatting range pretty well too, because he's like bad and loose. We're just gonna check back, I guess. It's an extremely bad board to c-bet. Problem is, like he's gonna bet now like anything almost, but and like gonna successfully bluff us, but there's not much we can do about it. Like monotone board, highly connected in the middle. It's like so gross. Like any spade, obviously he's happy with this, hand. Like any pair, any like there's just so much that we are like screwed against when he flats a small. That's why, like I want to just open jam there because he had like some like BS hand obviously that he's not gonna call a jam with, but that he is flatting in the small blind with. This guy's just a loose spewy monkey. Loose spewy monkey. Yeah. Unfortunate. I mean, that's what we want, though. We want action from him, but we want to actually hit a flop, too, obviously, which we didn't. Whiffed pretty hard. I think it's kind of spewy to c-bet that particular board against his small blind flatting range, and given exactly what we have. Obviously, sometimes we're betting that board, but it's, like, not the best board. We are raising the button, so like we have a decent amount of hands that connect with that board as well. It's not like we're opening from early position where we have bigger card hands or whatever. We do have Jack 10 suited, like 10-9 suited, 9-8 suited, which all connect with that board pretty hard, or Jack 10 suited, those sorts of hands. And some even offsuit versions of those hands. I'll open on the button 9-8 off, 10-9 off. Less so on 20 bigs, but like I will open those. So like I guess it's not that bad to c-bet because like our range is wide enough from the button that we we can hit that board. And like I said, if we don't do it, then we're really opening ourselves up to getting like just bluffed 100% on the turn, and we can't really continue because the board is so like terrible for our hand. So I mean, I don't mind checking back, and I think it should be standard on that particular board, but and it's different too if it's like not entirely monotone, right? If it's like 9-8-6 with two spades instead of three, then it's a lot better to c-bet. Or if it's whatever it was 9-7-6 something like that, then it's a lot more. It's a lot better to c-bet. But monotone, I do think giving up is all right. We'll pause, and we'll be back after the break. Okay, first hand back, we have a very good hand, but we're also down to 15 bigs. I'm just going to open cram this. Good luck, us. Yeah, so 15 big blinds. Don't want to get, like, it's pretty disastrous to just open and get flatted by, someone in position or the big blind when you have, a good hand, but a hand that, might not flop anything, obviously, so just got to go with it. Hope we hold or get there or whatever we have to do. If we get it through, that's great. If we get called, hopefully it's by 9s, 8s, 7s, 10s, obviously. Ace 10 suited, maybe like one of the shorter stacks, like it's the stack in the big blind could call with hands like that sometimes, but probably not that often. Made it all the way through, everyone except the big. Come on, have a dominated ace if you call. All right, got it through. That's especially important because this is a turbo, and the blinds are going up in less than 1 minute to 750, 1500. So like even with 15 big blinds, we kind of like have less than 15 big blinds. This guy open raises quite a bit. I'll definitely at least defend. It depends obviously what happens in between. Wow, it's a pretty awkward spot. If we do flop an ace post flop and just an ace, it's going to be extremely awkward. But I don't see folding here getting this price. I also don't see like reshoving that much. The middle position is going to be decently strong, his flatting range, and I don't think he's going to fold that much. Early position is not that strong necessarily. He's been opening like a lot even from early position, but we're just going to call. And then check fold this board obviously. Yeah, like I don't know what I would reshove here. Like ace 10 suited probably is close. I definitely would ace jack suited plus, and I probably would like eights plus. I'm not sure though. Eights plus, yeah. Sevens, maybe even sevens. Yeah, sevens plus. Since the early position opener is pretty loose, yeah, you can definitely reshove there, but yeah, it's just weird. All right, if it folds to us, this is a close to plus EV jam. I think it probably. Oh well, never mind. The guy, big blind sitting out, so so any two is a plus EV jam right now. Although with him sitting out, it's very unlikely that either Full of It or AK Jordan don't shove, unless they're bad. Okay, or Mr. Ponder doesn't open. Extremely unlikely, and we can't really reshove here with only 10 bigs, so or 11 bigs. With little fold equity. We could if we had like a hand like maybe like Jack 9 suited or something, a reasonable but not great hand. Just because Mr. Ponder with him sitting out is going to open like way wider than he normally does, and being near the bubble. So it is not the worst spot to re-steal, but like with 11 big blinds, we are not going to have a ton of fold equity. We do have some. It's for half of his stack, so it's not like it's a small amount when we reshove, but. Yeah, we still want to have like a reasonable hand, not trash. It doesn't have to be. My point is, we'll be reshoving a decent amount of hands there, but not like super wide. We're getting close to the bubble, so bubble considerations, ICM, come into play here now. So we won't be doing that much when we don't have fold equity now. Mostly be looking for first in spots to open jam, and open jam slightly wider, or pick up hands when someone else opens, obviously. Like legitimate hands. Wow, this pot got big. Looks like they both have an ace. This guy almost certainly does. Unless he's just... I mean, he did that really quick. Like, no one ever does that really quick as a bluff. I mean, almost never. I feel like he's got like ace queen plus. Or, I mean, he would do ace jack like this too, I guess. But he raised first position, so he's less likely to have something like that. But yeah, ace jack plus, we'll say. And then this guy's tanking with a 9 probably, which a 9 is reasonably strong here. Or maybe a weak ace. I doubt he's tanking with a weak ace, right? Yeah, no, he's just got a 9. Yeah, and that guy's got ace 10 suited plus. That's another hand in his range, ace 10. Wow. Dusted off most of your stack there. We'll be cramming if this folds to us. If someone else comes in, we're just going to fold. We're down to 23, so we're very close to the bubble. Queen jack is, yeah, can't call with it, obviously. But first in, we would have definitely jammed it. Wow. Wowzers. 8. 8. 8. Oh, 8! Oh! Turn was a chop, but 8 is a win. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so we're down to 22. 18 are in the money. We still have to fold this, obviously. Whew. Now we have to start like this is where I really need to make some adjustments in my mindset, because I'm like, I was always like never the like, oh, let's just try to leak into the money guy. But but when you understand ICM, that sometimes is kind of like the right play. Although in this case, not necessarily. If we get to open, because basically we have to outlast 4 more players to cash, and we are like the 5th shortest stack. So we're like one of the most precarious positions. So if we have spots that would be plus EV were it not the bubble. We're still pretty much supposed to take them at this point, I think. Plus EV shoves or plus EV calls, because we are in such a precarious position and not very likely to make the money. Now, if it got down, if we were like third shortest and now we're on the stone cold bubble, then it changes a lot, especially depending on like how short the shorter stack is, like what position they're in and everything. We have to watch that very closely. But when we're like fifth shortest and four are going to make the money, we definitely have to tighten up a decent amount, but also just like take our plus EV spots. Wow, this pot got huge. I would love to see Deuce Bra just like donk off all the chips that he's gotten from playing terribly. It would be hilarious. All right, this is one such spot. If Mr. Ponder opens, he's been tight. We just have to fold. It's gross, but yeah, if we're first in, we can just cram. So good luck us. We have to pick up the blinds like to stay alive at this point. We're 18th of 22. Only 18 make the money. The other short stacks are super short. So yeah, like we're not going to be able to just sit and hope the exactly four shorter stacks all bust first. So yeah, good luck us. And these guys should be calling extremely tight, the blinds, who are the ones we're most worried about, or not extremely tight, but quite tight, given that it is the bubble. So, all right, and the blinds are going up, so we're actually shorter than we even like feel like we are. We have to fold this. Like these blinds are insane. All right, so that boosted us up. Now we're 13th. So now we are in a spot where we're mostly just like playing like overly tight and waiting for others to bust. Down to 21. So now we're pretty much on the we're not the stone bubble, but we're on essentially the bubble. And there's a bunch of very short stacks. Full of it's the shortest actually. But he folds, all right. So yeah, and he has two big blinds. Then there's a guy with like three big blinds. Oh, Ben's grandma. The two shortest are at our table actually. That's funny. And then, but they're pretty far away from being in the blinds, so they could last a little while longer. And they have 5 and 6 big blinds, so they're not like ultra short, like one big blind or something. So, and we pretty much have to fold this no matter what. Even if the really short stack shove, we can't like risk our chips in this spot. So we have to fold. See if we can eke into the money here, or I mean, there are still like plus EV jamming spots that I will be taking, especially like, again, I'm not guaranteed anything to get into the money, but I do have to tighten up because of ICM. Who texted me, bro? All right, we're on the stone, not the stone bubble. 3 people have to go out before we cash. We've already, how much have we gotten in bounties? At least 750. I don't remember getting any other bounties since, oh, okay, maybe I did because I just saw. So we have 4 bounties. So basically, I'm pretty sure. So basically, we're in for free. Basically, we got we bought in for $10.75, but we've gotten 4 $2.50 bounties. So we're basically break even on this tournament. And we won a sit and go this morning before we started playing this. So we're definitely up on the day no matter what. I mean on the day. Like these morning sessions, I usually play just this specific tournament and some sit and goes. So yeah, it's not like a real session where I'm like grinding and playing a bunch of tables. This is my take it easy session. All right, this guy is in. Hopefully someone finds a hand to call him. Nope. All right. We're in extremely precarious position ourselves, of course. All right, we won't be shoving this. $20 left. All right, so 2 more busts and we're in the money. Yeah, this is like a close to being a plus EV chip shove, but with the ICM considerations, it's definitely not a shove. And the big line being the biggest stack, especially. He can call us the widest, so and he's in the position that will call the widest, so yeah, that's like super not a shove. I don't think it's like, it's pretty close to it. I don't think it's a plus EV chip shove anyways, but it's close to being one. Like Queen 7 suited probably is. Yeah. Need 2 more to bust here, bros, to make some cash. Yeah, if we do cash, then we've profited 21 because we've already, with bounties, already like negated our buy-in. So like from bounties, like all of this is profit now, like anything we cash, which is nice. It's usually not that way in non-bounty tournaments, obviously. Like if you buy in for 10 and cash for 20, then you only profited 10, right? So bounties are nice for that. We could have had more bounties and even a bigger stack if we didn't get unlucky in a couple spots, but what are you going to do? Wow, okay. Wow. Okay, Jack or 9, that's a very terrible call with Jack 9. Like, what are you doing, bro? So that's like monstrously spewy. Wow. Okay, blind just went up. We'll be folding this. What are you doing? Like, that's so terrible. like this guy's gonna be, he only quote unquote had king queen off, but like that he should be shoving that, obviously, as short as he was, and like his range is going to be, because it's a stone bubble, is going to be way tighter than it's supposed to be. So Jack 9 off just performs like horribly against his shoving range. Like that's an extremely bad call. Yeah, like he has tons of stuff that dominates you. Like it's a bad call. Like even because he's in the small blind, even if there aren't the bubble considerations, but with the bubble, the main effect of it is that guy's shoving range is going to be way tighter than it normally is. This, I don't really know what to do. I think it's a fold. Yeah, it is. It's kind of gross, but it's a fold. Like normally, like if we're just at the middle stage of a tournament with these same stack arrangements, this is a super easy plus EV shove. But because we're 1 away from the money, and this guy has like 2 big blinds, this guy's got like 3. Yeah, we can't shove that, unfortunately. I'm 90% sure. I'll mark that hand and check it in the ICM calculator, the Hold 'em Resources calculator, just to make sure. But like even without doing it, I'm pretty confident that that's a fold. It wouldn't be, like I said, if it's like, if there is no bubble, if this is not the bubble, if this is a different stage of the tournament, then that's like a super plus EV shove and you have to take it like every single time. But because of the bubble, it's a fold. It's kind of gross, but all right, if it folds to full of it and he shoves, we do have to call to try to knock him out on the bubble, even though like, yeah, and like it's kind of gross, but yeah. And then here obviously we have an easy fold. DJ man, he should be playing aggressive here on the bubble, obviously, but like, which is fine. But that's why like making the call when you only have Jack 9 off is really bad, because you're gonna have so many chances to just be the first in and have people all fold because we're on the stone bubble that that you don't need to. Like on top of it just being an objectively bad call, like you don't need to make those kind of calls with Jack 9 off either because of your good position currently. What? No free search to the left. What? Stupid. Refresh. What? Log in. All right, we'll shove this if it folds to us. Probably, yeah, this guy's going to be opening everything though, and we cannot go with it, sadly, even though we're so short because of the bubble. Okay, now we only, like, the thing is, like, we only have to beat him, and like we're okay ahead of his range. Actually, I do think I want to go with this now. I don't know if this is correct, but I think it might be. It depends how tight the middle position's range is, but like we're crushing this guy's range. So I am just going to go with this because we only, like, if we lose, we have to lose to both, essentially, to bubble. All right? And if we don't lose both, we could win. No deuce. Boom! Yes! Yes! Whew! All right, cool. Like, so because we're so, like, ahead of under the guns range, and, like, we just have to, like even if so, basically, if either he or I knocks this guy out, then we're in the money. If he knocks both of us out, we're in the money. If like, see, if I didn't go there, Jacks would have held up against deuces. He wouldn't have been out. This guy would have just been shorter. We would have been super short and in bad position. But because it's three ways, and like basically, even if I lose to this guy who does have a tight range for calling, even though he only had two big blinds, like he has a tight range and king queen is not doing that great against it. But my range is doing like extremely well against early positions raise, who's opening like almost literally any two cards. Then we kind of do have to go with it, I think. So yeah, I think we made the right play there, but I'm not sure. That's another hand that I'll put in the calculator. Okay, now this guy is going to go extremely wide, so we're going to ISO shove if no one else ISO shoves in front of us. So let's see. He only has four bigs. The bubble is burst. He's going to be shoving almost any two cards, so we do have to go with this if it folds to us. We are only on 13 big blinds ourselves, so we'll see. All right. If this guy goes, we can fold, obviously. Yeah. Now it sucks. Now we can't go. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Please don't put an 8. Please don't put an 8. Both of these big stacks are huge losing players, which is funny. There's the straight for the big blind. He had ace king too. That's hilarious. All right. Well, that's fine. We wouldn't have got there. If we did ISO shove, yeah, no, we would just lost to under the gun. And, well, this guy, like, probably made a retarded call, Minwee ways or whatever. Okay, Dash. We'll search this guy. I don't have any stats on him. What's his name? Dash Z something. Yeah. All right, nice. We're down to 10 bigs, but we can't shove this. All right, he's small, sample, break even. Basically, so that's the note I'm making on him here, this guy. All right, so what are we down to? 15, all right, what's the payout schedule look like? 15th, we get at least 22 on top of the 10 that we at least profit 22. Really would like to make the final table here, though. Come on, bros. We're getting close. Don't have to outlast that many more, and there's going to be lots of all-ins here. People are going to be a lot less hesitant to get it in once the blinds are this size. And and the bubbles burst. The blinds are this size and the bubbles burst. All right, 10 bigs. We're just folding this in early position. Pretty sure that get in with the king queen is correct, even though it's the bubble. I'm not sure. I feel like it's the best play there though, given how wide the early position. Like if that guy hadn't been opening every hand on his big stack, like if he's been opening like a kind of like normal amount, then I think king queen's like a definite fold there. But he's literally like on the big stack. He was opening literally every time it folded to him. So his range is like at least probably 85% of hands. So against that range, it'll be interesting to put in the calculator. If you stick around afterwards, we might analyze that hand in ICM because the interesting bubble spot and like weird things happen on the bubble. Like again, that's another spot where if it's not the bubble, like the king queen is like super obvious get in, but the bubble could change it. So this is not great. We're gonna defend though and see a flop, and yeah, check fold this. Even on shortish stacks, when you have like nice suited connectors and you're only facing a min raise, you do have to defend the big blind decently wide. Yeah, this we're just going to check fold, obviously. And then you can obviously, like, if you flop an 8 or a 7, even if it's like king 8 deuce or like, or like, or even ace 8 deuce or whatever, then you're going to have to go with it a lot of times. So it's going to kind of suck. You're just going to have to check jam it, but it's all right. And then obviously with your draws, you're going to check jam too, or open jam, depending on like position and everything else. Bleeding. We can't shove this, even though we're super short, and like the blinds are not going to call. They've been relatively tight, but yeah, we definitely can't call a jam, so that's not even a question. Ugh, this is close. I mean, like, we know the big blind is on a big stack and is not good, so he's going to call like too wide. So like that leads me towards wanting to fold. I'm going to tag it. All right, well, against a Against the open, it's not that close. I mean, it's not close at all, but I'm just curious if I would have jammed, if I should have jammed it if it folded to me, which I'm not sure. We'll have to like check that in the calculator as well. Just because, you know, these are normal spots that come up a lot. Like 9-8 suited, if it folds to me, it's definitely a jam. But I think 9-8 off probably isn't. Especially if the big blind's calling too wide, but I'm not exactly sure. Okay, another guy busted, so we're down to 13, I believe. Yep, 13. Is 13 a pay jump? No, 12 is a pay jump of $1. We'll just be folding this. We're going to be looking for a shove spot in one of the next 4 hands, almost certainly. This is not going to be it. It's like, it's bad enough. Like, we're in late position, which is nice, but the hand is just like really, really bad. Like, if I had like 8-5 suited even, I'd probably jam here if it folded to me, but Jack 3 off is just too bad. What are you doing, moron? Come on, idiot. What the hell are you doing? This sucks when it's a turbo and the blinds are raising like every 3 minutes, which they do in this, or like 5 minutes, whatever it is. But what the frick are you doing, idiot? Gosh dang it. It's going to be up to 2K 4K, I guarantee it. Less than a minute, 2K 4K. So it's like, does he want the 2K 4K to be on him? Because he's making it that way. I don't know why he wants that, but it's going to be on him instead of on some. Like, if he played the hand fast and the hand got played fast, he's only going to be 3K in the big blind. Now he's going to be 4K instead of 3K, which is like very bad for himself. Most likely he's disconnected or went to do something or whatever, so he's not doing it on purpose, but still like extremely stupid. All right, 12. We do get a pay jump, so we're down to 12. We're on the final table bubble, but we're going to have to pick up a hand or two for sure to make the actual final table. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. What the hell are you doing, idiot? Gosh dang. This guy should be shoving almost any two. Not quite that wide, but like, you know, 70%, 60% of hands, something like that. Wow, get it in. All right. Ace-8 is not as bad of a call as his other earlier call. Or it's not a bad call at all. Ace-8 is a definite call. But yeah, the other guy got there. They moved that guy. He tanked, and they rewarded him. So we have to almost certainly shove either this hand or next. I'm just going to fold this one. I mean, if we don't shove ourselves, then we're going to, and the blinds come through us, we're going to have like no fold equity left. So like I'm going to shove like quite wide on this next blind hand, even though the big blind will be here and he has a big stack and can call us decently wide. Yeah, we're definitely shoving this. Good luck. Hopefully the big blind should call us like very wide here. Hopefully he calls tighter than he's supposed to. I don't really know if he does or not, but it doesn't really matter. Like we're like the 11th of 12th, super short. This is our last bit of fold equity. All right, let's hope he has an underpair. No, not a 10. Jack. Ugh, he makes a nut. All right, GG us. Not really much we can do there. We made a decent run of it and did better than we could have done. I don't really think I'm pretty sure that shove is a shove for sure. So yeah, we can. So real quickly, let's here. Let's see. Let's close table here. All right, and then what we'll do is, yeah. So we got 12th or whatever, 11th, something like that for 23 bones, whatever. All right. So now what we're gonna do is, okay, Hold Em Resources calculator. Oh, I already have it up for that. But the thing is, it doesn't really work because it doesn't show. All right, we're gonna get rid of this. Hold on, get rid of the payouts. All right, and then we'll go like this so you can see me. I know you love seeing me. Oh wait, no, I have to go like this. All right. Yeah. All right. So what we'll do is we're gonna run that hand with the what was it? The ace-9 off from under the gun. I think that was the first one we wanted to run. Basic hand. All right, and then we'll go to my tagged hand, ace-9 off under the gun, copy. Oh yeah, and the king-queen hand too. King-queen hand is sort of more interesting. We're gonna do the king-queen. That was the one we were really interested in. All right, copy. Okay, we're just gonna treat the guy's open raise as if it's an open shove, essentially, because it basically is, because of how short everyone behind him is, and that just makes it easier to like calculate. All right, so, and this is on the Stone Cold bubble, do we have to enter all of these? All right, actually, I'm going to pause the video while I enter some of these, and then I'll be back to finish it off and let you guys know what the result is. 1 second. See you in a minute. All right, back. I've put in all the information, the tournament payout structure, the fact that we were on the Stone Cold bubble with 19 left, and gone with it. So this is where it gets interesting. So DJ Man, what he's opening, actually it says that he's supposed to be opening 98, like open jamming 98. Like I treated it just as if he's open jamming only, and like all the stacks behind are pretty short, like less than 10 bigs, and he's min opening, so they, like, we definitely don't have any fold equity against him, so I'm pretending like we don't, like, as effectively he's just open jammed, even though he's like raised like 3x or whatever. And then also, like, most of the other players probably don't think they have much fold equity against him either. Some of them probably do because they have slightly bigger stacks, so he might raise full, like make it 6k and fold. But for effectively for what happened in the hand, obviously it's irrelevant because we have no fold equity against him. We were so short. So he goes, and then full of it is the super short stack who has like 2 big blinds. He's supposed to go with this range, which is a pretty tight range, of course. This range of hands, because he's on the Stone Cold bubble. He only has 2 big blinds though, and he's going against a guy who should be open shoving like almost any 2 cards, so he can still like call like a decent number of hands, but obviously that's a pretty tight range on 2 big blinds. Like normally if it wasn't on the bubble, you'd be able to go like with all kinds of these hands, right? Like all kinds of these, like suited king, suited aces, any ace, like all the broadways, like some of the big suited king nectars, all that kind of stuff. But because it's the bubble, he has to call tighter. So this is about the range he's supposed to call. I'm not sure if he actually will. He ended up having, what did he have? He ended up having 2 jacks in that spot, right, in this particular hand, which doesn't tell us whether he'd go with these other hands, but it's also possible he could be tighter with those other hands. So we'll have to, we can put a tighter range in. We do think that guy is opening almost 98% of hands though, like maybe like based on how he was playing. So we do think that range, this range, is kind of, well, you can't see it. It's up here, but it shows like almost any hand. I'll take out a couple of his like of the worst hands, the like really trash offsuit hands, just on the assumption that he's not opening quite 98%. Okay, so there we go, 93%. Okay, and then for now we'll assume that full of it does go with something like that range of hands, and then basically the question is now what am I supposed to do here? And once full of it goes, so this is like, given that he shoved, given that he calls, what do I overcall? And I'm supposed to overcall 28%, which is pretty wide. So and then best response, like we took a few hands out of his. Okay, and so like my overcall range is supposed to be what you see here, all the green hands, and you see king queen off is definitely in there and is in there big, solid, like, so that's definitely, we should go because we are helping knock out full of it, and we, like, the only way we bubble is if we lose to both full of it, or if we lose to both full of it and the DJ Man guy. So like, which is extremely unlikely when we have a pretty decently strong hand against a guy who's opening probably 90% of hands at least, or around 92%. And king queen performs extremely well against his range. So even if the small stack doubles because he has a strong hand and our king queen doesn't win, we're still a very big favorite to essentially win a big side pot from under the gun with our king queen. So that's one of the main considerations, I think, why we can still go like this wide even though we're like overcalling, and it's the stone bubble. So I think we did make the right play there for sure. And yeah, sure enough, I mean, we definitely did based on this calculation. The only other consideration is if full of it's going way tighter than he should. So let's say he might fold ace 9 off. I think he probably would, honestly. Ace 10 off, he might fold. King jack off, he might fold. You can't see it, but I'm adjusting the calling range, his calling range. King 10 suited, he might fold. King jack suited, I don't think is much, but I'm going to say I'm only going to give him 50%, say that he folds it. Queen jack suited, also 50%. So I'm making his calling range like way tight right here. Okay, so that's a lot tighter. And then, but I think it won't change much what we're supposed to do. Yeah, like we're still, like king queen off is still way in there for us, and it doesn't alter our calling range that much. It does make it slightly tighter, but not so much that king queen off wouldn't be there. Even in a hand like jack 9 suited, you'll see is like basically a break even call break-even overcall against DJ Man, assuming he's opening everything, which from like how it looked on the bubble, he almost certainly was, and assuming the other guy's calling about, you know, like tight but not like ultra tight, then yeah, then it's a get in. So these the highlighted hands are the ones that I said that he was calling with. The ones that are green but are like dim, those are the ones I said he's supposed to call, but I think he might not, basically. All right, so that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, lads. We'll catch you next time, and peace out.